현장에서는 아직 흡사를 한번 만들어봤어요. 잘 안 들리세요? 잠시만요. 이제 잘 들리시죠?
No, not very clear. It's a lot of noise.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, much better actually.
We are DEGAS, and we are a school for digital entertainment and gaming arts. We offer an off-school, long-term, structured learning program that promotes continuous and progressive skill development with drawing as a medium. Beyond the structured learning program, we want to develop and nurture the natural inquisitiveness, creativity, and capacity to collaborate in all our students through consistent and constant exploration of new ideas and methods. This is our mission, to nurture the crucial life skills that will determine success. We talked to people young and old, and they told the same story. As children, our interests lay in playing games with stories that unfold as we go along, with friends and with dolls and action figures. We made things with building bricks. We loved drawing. But over time, these disappeared from our lives because they were not encouraged, guided, or nurtured. After we graduate, we realized that these interests and activities are the expressions of creativity, initiative, curiosity, fearlessness, collaboration, and imagination. These are all key elements to success, ones that companies look for in their employees. These are the elements that we have incorporated in the structured learning program of DEGAS. By guiding students in art, we mean to enable everyone to start exploring, to ask questions about pursuits and disciplines like visual arts, graphic design, animation, and storytelling. We do this by providing the structured program. Gabays, the mentors in the art journey of a student, will provide the technical art skills, and the game activities that students will tackle as teens. What they learn from the Gabay, they will have to apply in the games that will have them solving challenges. The workbooks in turn will allow students to practice these skills at home on their own pace and time. Art is our medium, but beyond art, we use the elements of success to steer the development of our students into what matters the most, becoming happy, well-adjusted, and holistic people. That is who DEGAS, the Digital Entertainment and Gaming Art School is. A fun way to nurture crucial life skills through a structured learning of art. Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the DEGAS X MSI Cake Vector with Gabay Issa. We will get started in about 7 minutes. So get settled, share this video, like this video, share this video, and visit our pages and like the pages for prizes. Thank you.
오늘은 건강에 좋은 맛있는 pop샐러드를 한번 만들어 봤어요. 잘 안 들리세요? 잠시만요. 이제 잘 들리시죠?
Can you hear me?
Yes, much better actually.
DEGAS, and we are a school for digital entertainment and gaming arts. We offer an off-school, long-term, structured learning program that promotes continuous and progressive skill development with drawing as a medium. Beyond the structured learning program, we want to develop and nurture the natural inquisitiveness, creativity, and capacity to collaborate in all our students through consistent and constant exploration of new ideas and methods. This is our mission, to nurture the crucial life skills that will determine success. We talked to people young and old, and they told the same story. As children, our interests lay in playing games with stories that unfold as we go along, with friends and with dolls and action figures. We made things with building bricks. We loved drawing. But over time, these disappeared from our lives because they were not encouraged, guided, or nurtured. After we graduate, we realized that these interests and activities are the expressions of creativity, initiative, curiosity, fearlessness, collaboration, and imagination. These are all key elements to success, ones that companies look for in their employees. These are the elements that we have incorporated in the structured learning program of DEGAS. By guiding students in art, we mean to enable everyone to start exploring, to ask questions about pursuits and disciplines like visual arts, graphic design, animation, and storytelling. We do this by providing the structured program. Gabays, the mentors in the art journey of a student, will provide the technical art skills and the game activities that students will tackle as teens. What they learn from the Gabay, they will have to apply in the games that will have them solving challenges. The workbooks, in turn, will allow students to practice these skills at home on their own pace and time. Art is our medium, but beyond art, we use the elements of success to steer the development of our students into what matters the most, becoming happy, well-adjusted, and holistic people. That is who DEGAS, the Digital Entertainment and Gaming Art School, is. A fun way to nurture crucial life skills through a structured learning of art.
You and me, let's get together now, you'll see just how this life is supposed to be. Come on, oh!
오늘은 건강에 좋은 맛있는 pop샐러드를 한번 같이 만들어 봤어요. 잘 안 들리세요? 잠시만요. 이제 잘 들리시죠?
again, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ronan Espinweba from. Okay. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am Ronan Espinweba from Degas, and with me is Gabay Issa. She is the star of today's event, this afternoon's event, which is K Vector with Gabay Issa. I know you can see it if my face wasn't blocking the title screen. Good afternoon, Gabay Issa. How are you doing?
I am doing good, Ronan, and I am so excited para i-share sa inyo paano ko ba ginagawa yung mga vector course ko. And I hope na may natutunan kayo sa activity natin ngayong araw.
Okay, that's great. So, okay. So mahina daw. I was told that mahina daw ang audio ko. Is this better? Is this better now? What's really important is that we can hear Gabay Issa better than you can hear me. So that's cool if I'm a little mahina. So don't worry about that. Okay. How about now? So now sinabi sa akin, ayan, okay. Is this better? Now, this should be better. Now. Gabay Issa, can you say something?
Okay. Hi everyone. Mic test.
Nag-echo pa ba? Please tell us kung nag-echo si Gabay Issa or me, or if there's any audio cutouts. So, but in the meantime, habang ginagawa na natin ito, good afternoon again. Yeah, let's get started. Gabay Issa. Today, ano ang ipapakita mo sa amin na iyong nagagawin mong portrait? I am about to share your screen. Whoa, okay. So, tell us a little bit about what you're about to do ngayong this afternoon, Gabay Issa.
Kasi nanonood ako ng tail ng 9 fields sa Netflix. So, alam fan dito. So, naging inspiration ngayong araw. Kaya gusto kong gawa ng portrait using Adobe Illustrator. Because previously, I was drawing girls. And mga friends ko sinabi, why not try drawing a guy? So, okay, ito. Silly dong yung pinili ko ngayong araw. And I'm gonna show you, i-chop piece by piece natin kung paano ginawa yung eyes, yung nose, yung lips, and even the hair, which is my favorite part.
Okay. So, let's see. Kumusta na ba yung audio natin, mga kaibigan? Are we okay na ba? Or when I'm still getting a report na may echo ka pa daw, and that's on me. That's my fault. It's supposed to be okay na ngayon. But yeah, so let's get started with this na ngayon, what Gabay Issa is about to do. So everything is powered by our friends in MSI, of course. And if you're watching this through MSI, through the DEGAS or the MSI page on Facebook, please like this video and share it kasi meron kaming may special prizes. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a special milestone prize na medyo I know I shared this. Ewan ko na kung mabubunot ako. I don't know if I count. So I don't know if I'm going to win that sweet prize. I hope I am. And there's a special
Lucky hat.
There's a lucky hat. There's an MSI porcelain cup, and for the lucky if we get up to 100, at least 100 viewers in total, we are going to get a lucky contestant, of course, a lucky viewer if we get to 100 views, a lucky viewer will actually win a special MSI wireless mouse. So, Gabay Issa, take it away.
Okay, let's go. So I have here my Adobe Illustrator open. And as you can see, nandiyan na nga si artboard natin and the image that I am trying to imitate. Ganito ako mag-ayos ng itsura ng Adobe Illustrator ko. I have the layers here at the very right side of the screen. Because layers are important. Diyan mo makikita kung asan yung mga path. And pwede mong i-chop piece by piece, especially if you're very keen into details. No, gusto mo, si Ice nakahiwalay muna kasi tatrabawin ko mamaya. Ihiwalay ko muna si Care kasi mamaya or bukas ko siya gagawin, ganun. So, if you are an organized person, definitely ganito rin kayo mag-ayos ng mga layers niya sa Adobe Illustrator. And there's like a color indicator, no? Especially for this hair. Kapag sinelect natin yung layer na si hair, the color of the path that you create using the pen tool, just press P for pen tool. No, stands for pen tool. Violet din yung path niya. So, if we select the eyes, green yung path niya. So, hindi ka malilito. Because we're going to create hundreds of path here, even thousands. So, nandito ang indicator natin, kulay. So, if you see the face is red, the ear is kind of purple, and the hair, which is at the back, it's like cyan. Okay, so let's focus first on the face. So, ayan, si layers nandyan sa pinakakanan. And we have katabi ni layers yung tropa niya, si libraries. So, just in case na I want to import things from Photoshop, AI to Photoshop, Photoshop to AI, nandyan yan sa libraries. SVG, Smart Objects, nandyan yan sa libraries. So, I have it here at the very right side. Then, meron akong, dito muna tayo, sa properties. So, si properties, transform, alignment, pathfinder, si stroke, si character, si paragraph, si open type, sila yung sa classroom mo na circle of friends na lagi magkakasama. So, lagi sila magkakasama dyan kasi magtotropa sila, pareha sila ng ugali, pareha sila ng behavior in some point. So, nandyan sila sa bandang yan. Yan. And then, we have here the color, gradient, color guide. Nandito siya sa pinakatuktok. Importante kasi sa akin si color eh. Yung element na yan na nagbibigay ng buhay sa artwork mo. So, ito ko siya nilagay sa pinakataas. I have the gradient, the color guide. It's like my palette. Now, my swatches are there. Nandyan siya nakalagay. I can create a path. Let's say, dito tayo sa face. Now, for example, select lang ako, mabilis. 'Di ba? Gagawa ako ng shape, kulay. 'Di ba? Eyedrop lang ako. Eyedrop is eye. Eyedropper. So, eye for eyedropper. No? Select the color. Then, automatically, yung object mo is kukuha niya din yung kulay ng gusto mo. So, eyedropper. Okay. So, ayan. Ganyan ako mag-ayos. Paano ba ako maglagay? So, if press the window, tab at the very top, then mamili ka dyan kung ano yung gusto mong lumitaw sa screen mo. And marami yan dyan. Ayan. So, let's start on how I do it. So, if anyone K-dramas like me, mahilig ako sa medyo mga Jumong, Jewel in the Palace. Medyo matagal-tagal. Mga, ano ba?
Hindi na makaka-relate yung audience natin. Medyo napag-iwanan na po ng time ang
Medyo
Isa.
medyo matagal-tagal na. But, no, I am also fond of the recent K-dramas right now. So, may pinapanood ako recently, no, si Lee Dong-wook. So, nabili ko siya. Now, how I did this is I just traced the face, no, the shape of the face. Siyempre, kapag nag-drawing tayo, iniisip muna natin kung what makes Lee Dong-wook Lee Dong-wook. His face as Lee Dong-wook. So, syempre, titingnan nyo na matagal yung picture na yan, di ba? Kikiligin muna kayo ng konti.
Easy.
Tapos titingnan nyo kung ano yung medyo, yung una nyong napapansin sa kanya. So, ako, ang una ko napansin sa kanya is his jawline. Diba? Medyo mapanga si Lidong po. Ayan, no? He has a kind of square shaped face. So, pag nagdo-drawing ka, hindi ka lang dapat, ano yun, yung kopyahin mo lang siya. Kapag nagdo-drawing ka, iniisip mo din eh, what makes that character, that character. So, I did some tracing and as you can see, select ko lang to. Now, if you want to select a shape, just press V to select it. Then, here you go. Nung mapapansin nyo, mapanga ang mukha natin. At grabe tong skincare ni Lido. 2,000 years old fox ka tapos ang puti mo masyado. Po. So, ayun na nga, no, yung mukha medyo mapanga. And then, mapapansin natin, no, if you watched his dramas, papansin nyo na medyo may katangusan si Lidong. So, ang ginawa ko, may mga tricky din kasi na nangyayari kapag nagbe-vector tayo eh. People sometimes they are focused on the outline wherein a nose is a form. Hindi lang siya parang nag-drawing ka lang ng ilong dyan, ganyan. Masyado kasi tayo nagpo-focus sa outline eh. Wherein there is like a shape here. A shape here. No? May round dito, and then elongated na round dito. Nababawasan yung pagiging realistic kapag binibigyan natin masyado ng emphasis yung outline. It's like molding a clay and vector. No, you determine kung saan yung malalim at saan yung umaangat. So, for example, dito sa ilong na ginawa ko, no, syempre yung ilong natin, kapag natamaan ng liwanag yan, di ba, like this one, this picture of Lidong po. May liwanag dito sa... So, if you want to zoom in using the Adobe Illustrator, you just press Z for zoom, and then you hover your mouse left to right, then mazo-zoom in ka na sa picture. So, mapapansin nyo, tinamaan ng ilaw yung ilong niya. And it gives emphasis sa kung ano yung nakaangat at ano yung malalim. So, what I did, I just created paths, freeform shapes here. So, ito, dark na kulay. And here, it's pure white. White, and then a little bit dark brown, chocolate brown. Try nating i-minimize yan. Oh, sorry. I-invisible. Diba? That's how I do my nose. I just determine kung sino yung nakaangat, sino yung malalim, and I add colors to it. And let's say if I do my eyes, ayan. But nung bata ako, no, sobrang nag-overwork ako sa mata. Because sometimes may kita mo sa mata yung character na ginagawa mo, 'di ba? Kapag singkit siya, rounded yung eyes niya, no. I give time. Nagbibigay ako ng maraming oras sa mata. As in, I don't care kung araw ako dito, isang linggo ako dito sa matang to. Basta magmukha siyang maayos. But remember, no, as an artist, hindi ka nabuhay para kumopya eh. No? To just imitate and imitate. You have to be playful too. No? Kapag gumagawa ka kasi ng artwork mo, you put yourself, something from you, on that work. That's why picture na kinopya mo, it's different from the artwork. No? May similarities na naging inspirasyon mo, but 'di ba along the way matututunan mo din na maglaro eh. Because ito ikukwento ko sa inyo. Back in college, pag nagpapasa ako ng plates, kopya, and as I grew, no, I parang tumanda na tumanda. Literal na tumanda. Ayun, syempre, na pag-isip-isip din natin, no, as time goes by na kailangan kailangan maging playful ako. Kailangan maglaro ako. Hindi lang naman siguro na buhay para kumopya lang ng kumopya at maging realistic tong gawa ko no. Well, creating a realistic vector, that would be the least and my priorities. Ang top priority ko sa paggawa ng vector is nag-enjoy ako. Yun yung lagi kong iniisip na nag-enjoy ako, na-challenge ako, nahirapan ako, alam mo yon, and the after product naging masaya ako. Ganun lang. So back dun sa mata no, sinabi ko it takes time kasi kung titingnan niyo napakadaming layers ni Ice. Para halang nagme-makeup niyan, 'di ba? Syempre, balik ka dun sa image, titingnan mo yung mata niya, 'di ba? May mga dark diyan, like yung eyeshadow niya. And then may mga highlighted section no na natatamaan ng ilaw which is nandito sa gitna. Ayan Ibig sabihin niya yung nakaangat, 'di ba? Kasi dito yung malalim And then dito sa gitna yung medyo natatamaan ng ilaw. So nakaangat 'yan. So we're going to imitate that too. And here a shape. Here you go. So pupunta tayo sa gradient no. Kaya ako malaro sa gradient. It gives a little bit realistic touch. Diba? Makikita nyo, tatlo yung kulay. May puti, tapos dito, very, very, very light skin tone, tapos puti. Ito yung natamaan ng ilaw. And ito yung dark skin. Ayan. Wait lang. Balik natin. Ayan. Titingnan nyo siya sa malapitan, ang daming paths na nag-overlap from each other. It's like, it gives you kung na meron kayo idea about the art history, no? When you look at the impressionistic paintings, ganito siya. Pachi-pachi siya ng mga kulay. But if you look at it from afar, it blends. Kind of blends, right? So, right here, I did the eyeshadow like that. And don't worry, may mga lines tayo. Yung iba kasi, literal na gagawa sila ng linya ganyan. Ng linya, tapos hindi nila isasara. Wait lang.
Ay, may kilala akong ganun gumawa ng vector portrait.
But you can be playful naman, diba? Literal na linya, no? Linya. Kasi nga naman, outline linya po yan ganyan. So, gumawa siya ng linya. But for me, ang ginagawa ko, kahit sobrang nipis pa niyan, isasarado ko yan. So, gumawa ako ng shape talaga na pwede kong paglaruan. At take note, may kulay din yan at gradient din. So, tiyan mo, pag nag-vector ka, it's going to be a tedious work. It will take you days to create an artwork. Parang love life lang yan, hindi yan nirarush, guys. Hindi siya nirarush. No? Remember, the top priority is dapat nag-enjoy ka and at the same time na-challenge ka. Kung sa tingin mo, hindi naging kamukha yung gawa mo, never mind that. Diba? What makes your artwork na talagang, rewarding is yung feeling na nakapag-create ka ng alam mong binigay mo yung best mo. So, balik ulit tayo dito sa...
Practice. Walang sayang na effort sa art.
Yeah. Totoo yan, no? Nung college ako, di ako talaga parang, hindi talaga ako magaling sa vector. Alam mo yon, parang hindi ako nagkaroon ng time to master the Adobe Illustrator. Just like few months or few years ago ko lang talaga binigyan ng attention ko. And Siyempre nga, di ba, tumatanda nga tayo. May mga iba tayong errands, di ba? But I always make time for what I love. That's why I create, vectors in my free time. So, ayan, balik tayo dito sa linya, no? So, etong mata niya, tanggalin natin itong linya nito.
Nagkaroon ng eyeshadow. Eyeliner.
Caption ng eyeliner. So, mapapansin nyo dito sa pinakakaliwa, meron tayong inner, so si fill, at si outer, which is si stroke. No? Kapag pinrest mo si X, ang ipaprioritize niya lagyan ng kulay yung outline. So, let's say, gawa tayo ng bilog ulit. Press L kapag gusto mo mag-create ng bilog. Dito tayo gumawa. L for
Lirkel.
bilog. Lirkel. So, as you can see, no, naka-gradient kasi ko. Pero, pili tayo ng kulay. Black talaga. Pag gusto nyo tanggalan ng kulay si stroke, press slash. Makikita nyo, no, mawawalan siya ng kulay. So, it will give you a chance to choose a different color naman. Teal. Ayan. Tapos, nakita nyo nga to, si magtotropa, no, si properties, si transform, si alignment. So, dito tayo sa properties. Makikita nyo kung gaano kakapal si stroke. 2 points, 3 points, 4 points. Okay. Tapos, lagyan natin ng fill. Ayan. Ay, sige. Ibang kulay. Tingkad, di ba? So, ayan. Makikita nyo na pag tinignan nyo sa kaliwa, no, naka-prioritize si outline. Pero pag in-X mo, naka-prioritize si pink. Kaya kapag namili ka ng color, ang malalagyan ng kulay, si fill. X, ang malalagyan ng kulay, si stroke. Okay? Nakikita nyo naman yan, di ba? Ayan o. X ka lang, nandito na priority si stroke. X ka lang, magiging priority, malalagyan ng kulay, si fill. Ganon. So, eto, minsan, diba, kapag gusto nating mag-cut ng shape, meron tayong tinatawag na pathfinder. Si pathfinder, taga-cut siya ng mga shapes, taga-cut ng path. No? Let's say, isusubtract natin yung nasa taas na path, kasi ito nasa ilalim eh. Control Shift, tapos, ano ba to? Yung katabi ni, tawag dito, bracket. Mapupunta siya sa taas. So, subtract natin. Ay, wait lang. Kalimutan ko i-select. Yan. So, siya yung mababawasan, siya yung makakat. So, ulit. Ito ilagay natin sa taas. Tapos, select all. Subtract. Nakakat ka na. Yun ang essence ni Pathfinder. So, let's say, ito naman. Si gitna ang matitira. Si gitna ang natira. Ayun lang naman. Yun yung madalas na ginagalaw ko dito sa sa pag nagmamanipulate ako ng mga paths. Minsan, importante talaga tong si Pathfinder, si alignment, tsaka si properties. Itong magtotropa na ito. So, ayun nga, no? Nasa mata pa rin tayo. Gumawa na ako ng eyeshadow.
Pero
Gumawa na din ako na
katanungan para sa iyo,
Yes.
Isa. Isang question from attendee R. Magkano kaya ang isang gawa ng digital drawing or isang digital portraiture? This is a good question, ano? Kasi dahil medyo malupit kasi yung ginagawa mo eh. So maraming mapapatanong kung magkano. Magkano daw ba ang rate ng unahin natin ang personal.
Actually, depende yan, no? Depende yan sa requirement ni client. No, lagi kaming nagbe-base dun sa deal. Kung gusto niya ang tema ng ginagawa niya is like super hyper realistic, gano'n na portrait. It's ranging from, well, the smallest would be like 1.5. Or kung medyo mabait, no? Mabait yung gagawa, magtatanong niya, magbibigay siya ng sige, 1,000 na lang po. Pero it should be like 1.5 higher.
Agreed.
Because again, this tedious work. This portrait, like, ano pa to eh? Nung Lunes pa to. De joke lang, parang 3 days ago ko pa to ginagawa. Plus the job na I have right now. So, ayun na nga. So, balik tayo sa mata, no? May mga ibang tao na nagdo-drawing sila ng mata na eto, like etong sa gitna, si, what do you call this, the iris. Mahilig silang gumawa ng solid na bilog. Okay. Yan. Mahilig silang gumawa ng mata na solid na bilog, tapos solid na black. Remember, in reality, walang mata na solid black. Kung naka-contact lens ka, sige, pwede yun. Maganda yun, no? May dolly effect.
Engkanto at maligno. Pag po may masalubong kayong solid na itim wag natin yung ano lang hindi yung kasama yung puti yung talagang yung ano lang, yung iris lang at sclera. Pag yun iisang kulay, umikot po kayo, baliktarin nyo yung t-shirt nyo, tapos umatras na po kayo dahil check. So, walang matang solid na black. In fact, kung titingnan nyo po ang mata ninyo, to everyone who's watching right now, if you look at your eyes closely, pustahan tayo, about 6% lang sa inyo ang itim ang mata to start with, yung sclera. Pustahan tayo, karamihan sa inyo, mga 92 to 94% dark brown or brown ang kulay ng mata.
Nakikita ko yung mga comments nila. Anyways, may mga ganun, no? Well, baby steps, guys. Baby steps. We don't judge here, no? We don't judge here kung ganun talaga. Well, always, mag-isip bago gumawa na sometimes kasi we're nagmamadali tayo. Ayan, no? Wag tayo magmadali, no? Parang pag-ibig lang yan. It takes time. So, if you zoom in to zoom in tayo dito. Etong mata ko, hindi siya solid na bilog. Okay? Hindi siya solid na black. Kasi, no, hindi kailangan maging perfect para maging totoo or true siya. True siya tingnan. So, kung titingnan nyo, parang, bayan? Parang walang epekto sa'yo, no? walang epekto sa'yo. But if you look at it from afar, here it is. Diba?
Mapang-akit na siya. O, diba? Paano yung facial expression niya? Parang iba yung kinakalabasan pag ginagaya natin eh. Hindi siya mapang-akit pag tayong gumawa. Gabay Issa, there's a question here from a 10DM. Quick question lang. Ano pong drawing, ano daw ang drawing tablet na gamit mo with the PC or with a laptop? And ano yung PC and laptop na ginagamit? For the PC and laptop, of course, definitely MSI tayo, mga kaibigan. Dahil powered po tayo, event tayo ng MSI, so malamang si MSI ang ano. And si Gabay Issa is, we in DEGAS were actually device agnostic. Hindi kami super conscious sa brand except for MSI. Highly recommended po namin sa MSI. All the personal preference namin kasi yon. For the tablets, we're also friends with babanggitin ko na rin lang sila kasi friends din naman natin sila, di ba? Oo. So sila Wacom, sila Wacom, po sila, they couldn't join us for this event, but they're also friends with us. In fact, sila yung nagpakilala sa amin. They're the ones who introduced DEGAS to MSI. Kaya po tayo. So, they're the ones that kung kami talagang tatanungin sila, i-endorse namin. Sa mga, doon po sa friends namin from MSI, sorry kung nabanggit ko rin sila kahit hindi sila naka-attend ngayon. But yeah, yun po, sila po yung mga but definitely ikaw, Gabay Issa, alin yung ginagamit mo? Nagta-tablet ka ba when you create your vector portraits or old school ka, OG ka ba na mouse at keyboard? Paano kaya akit ng keyboard ko? Naka-laptop ako. So mouse lang. So OG ka ba o mas refined ka ba sa tablet na lang pag gumagawa ng vector portrait?
Tell you the truth, I'm still an old school. I'm using a mouse for doing anything that uses a pen tool. Okay, but if you use a brush, no, if you want it to be like playful, kasi shaky yung hands mo, no, tablet. I have here my tablet, which is a Wacom Intus Pen. So, matagal na din siya sa akin. But right now, pag pen tool talaga, gumagamit ako ng mouse kasi dito ako sanay. But whichever you prefer, whichever kung saan ka comfortable, 'di ba? Some of my friends they prefer pen tablet, but for me, I I feel confident with my works using a mouse and a keyboard. Kasi kaliwete ako some of the shortcut keys na-allocate sa
Nasa left side. Oo.
left. So it's kind of hard for me to, well, kung papalitan ko yung mga shortcut keys, why not, 'di ba? But medyo katamaran ng ate mo. So I'm gonna stick with my right hand, using the mouse, and the shortcut keys for my left hand.
Yeah. You never actually know kung gaano mo kadalas gamitin itong daliri na to until you start doing vector portraits. Kasi dalas mo pala siyang gamitan. But that's true, di ba? We do have friends. One of our gabays actually swears by using a tablet when she creates her work, ano? So kayo yung polar opposites ng digital artists natin. Shoutout nga po pala kay Gabay Ella Colliantes, aka Elala.
Shout out to you, Ella.
So tuloy na natin. So nasa mata tayo ngayon, ano?
Sa mata tayo. No? We're talking about the iris itself. Siyempre, sanay tayo na parang pag mata, parang pitch black. Ganun. But sa mga vector ko, kapag tiningnan nyo yung kulay, let's say, double click, no? Para mas lumaki yung swatches at mas marami kang mapili na kulay. Hindi siya, kung makikita nyo, hindi siya talaga yung nasa pinakababa, black na black. Just right in the middle. And, napansin nyo, medyo, syempre, iisipin mo pa din yung ini-imitate mo na picture. Medyo ano siya alam mo yon yung eyes niya parang nag-i-spark na, alam mo yan, inaakit ka niya. So, also try to add that feature sa eyes ng vector mo. So, lagay tayo ng parang ganyan nga. And, see this one, hindi siya solid na kulay. May gradient din siya. Ayan, irong ko. Ay! Yan. Right in the middle. Yan. Diba? Hindi siya solid and parang sa contact lens natin. Meron din siya dito. Yan. And another thing, no, sa eyelashes. And, so, meron din yung iba gusto nila pitch black, no? Galit na galit. Kala mo naka-mascara.
Pinaghirapan, di ba? Bakit hindi?
Eagle yun.
Oo, talaga nung in-apply niya yun, hindi pa siya namumanga, ganun yung kaya kailangan, kasi di ba, So, joke a lot.
Giggle yan eh. Kung nasanay kayo na kapag naglagay kayo ng eyelashes na sobrang dark, try to play with the opacity. Again, no, hindi tayo nang-judge ng mga ibang artist. Remember, just play with the colors and everything will be fine. Okay. So this one, 100% siya because I considered it as like the outline ng mata mo dito sa taas. But for the lashes itself, no, makikita nyo, iba-iba yung opacity nila. May 50, may 100, may 50, no? To give it like somehow realistic touch. Again, kapag tiningnan mo siya sa malayo, may buhok eh. Pero hindi ganun ka-solid na may buhok. Kasi yung iba, 50% lang yung opacity nila. Same as, kahit sa mga ibang shapes ko, no, some of opacity. Ito ang gitna nito, 10% opacity lang. So, nandito tong si gradient, nandito to si color, para maglaro ka. O, no? Nandito si opacity, huwag kang matakot na gamitin si opacity. To give that, ano mo yun, realistic effect. Laruin mo lang si opacity, 'di ba? and it will help you blend with the colors. No,
So for the ones who are wondering why are we using not bakit hindi black lang ang ginagamit natin na color? Bakit may opacity and bakit and everything ano? For the ones who are looking, di ba ang tanong doon, Gabay Isa? Itim naman yung eyelashes ko. So bakit gray yung nakalagay sa mukhang itim naman yung eyelashes? It has something to do with the way that light interacts with the eyelashes and with hair. Yun yung so ang hair is actually reflective na surface siya. So kung makinis and kung K-pop idol ka, of course, talagang kintab ng hair natin. So kung napapansin niyo po pati yung di ba? It's not just actually the hair sa ulo. Hindi ko na ipapakita yung akin pati kilay niya. So lahat ng buhok niya is actually makintab. Very makintab yan. So it has something to do with the environment light. Tama? With the environment light, yung ilaw na nagfo-fall sa kanya at yung ilaw na nagre-reflect from his very translucent slash transparent na very dewy na skin na for some reason makintab pero walang mantika at all. So meron din pong there's also an effect there. So it also reflects on the eyelashes. So the eyelashes actually take on the color of the light that is reflecting off of it. So yes, it's black, but it looks more like the colors that are playing with it or playing on it.
yes, definitely. Correct ka dyan, no? Ay, may nagpapa-shoutout. Shoutout kay Melton Papa. Okay, may mga kaibigan ako napaka-supportive. Thank you. Next time, ikaw ang idodrawing ko, Melton. Humanda ka. Mga kaibigan ko na yun next na ko, no? Para hindi tayo bias. Mga Pinoy naman ang idodrawing ko next time. Promise yan.
Oo nga.
Kasi recently, I'm fond of K-pop eh. So, baka sabihin sobrang bias ko na. Sige. Next time, Melton, ikaw na.
Ako nga, mukhang Koreano. Hindi mo ako ginawa ng vector portrait.
Sige.
Pero hindi natin
Pero
ilalike.
hindi natin
Hindi natin
ilalive.
nilalay. Baka walang manood. Ganun lang yung reacts. What are you doing? But yeah, so we're now at the eyelashes stage of our K vector portraiture. And if you have any other questions and comments, of course, please feel free to just ask. This has turned into this is supposed to be just a demo, but it has already since turned into an active masterclass demo by Gabay Issa. So we're actually all very lucky. Above and beyond na po yung ginawa niya. But that's great. Hindi ko sinasabi I'm not saying you should stop, ha. I'm saying this is great content. So this is everyone. This is your chance to ask. And by the way, if you haven't done it yet, please like and share the video. Also like our pages na rin, the MSI page and the DEGAS page. And there is also again a very special special milestone.
Yeah.
Diba? A very special milestone na prize. We can only get it if we get a total of 100 or more active viewers. So it's a
100.
yeah, it has to be 100 lang yung kailangan nating ma-reach. So sabihan nyo na po yung mga friends ninyo, yung mga kapitbahay ninyo, yung mga fans ng Nine-Tailed palibhasa, running man lang ang alam ko eh. Huli. Share the video and get them to watch. This is a very high level and na discussion about vector portraiture. Mag-enroll na rin kayo sa DEGAS, by the way. Visit na rin ang DEGAS PH na website.
Yes. So, eto, balik ulit tayo sa ating muka ni Lee Dong-wook, no? So, ayun nga, every time piece by piece, every time na drawing mo siya, lagi mong iniisip yung tao na yung inspiration mo, no? What makes Lee Dong-wook Lee Dong-wook? Ayun nga, yung mukha mapanga. And the nose is kind of, matangos na medyo may pagkamalapad. And then, we will go to the lips, no? Medyo tricky kasi tingnan mo lips
ng
ng
bebe na yan.
bebe na yan.
Diba? Medyo,
Diba? Medyo gradient effect. So, yung ibang tao kasi pag kuwari, gagawa sila ng lips. Kung gusto mo mag-copy ng path, no? Just press out. Okay. Let's say dito, no? Upper lip yung, sige na nga, pati yung ibaba. Yan, no? Shift lang, no? Kung gusto mo mag-select ng isa pang path. Then out. Copy. No? Zoom in. Minsan yung iba, minsan ako din, no, nagkakamali din ako. Di ako gumagamit ng gradient, solid na, ang nangyayari kapag gumagamit tayo, hindi natin nilalaro medyo yung kulay. Nagiging makapal yung labi niya. Alam mo yun? So, para medyo hindi masyadong umangat yung labi ni Lee Dong-wook. No? Given the fact na may kalakihan nga yung upper lips niya, gagamit tayo ng gradient. Gradient sa upper lips. And even sa baba, no? So, ayan. Ito kapag di ka gumamit ng gradient, di ba? Ang ginamit mo, gumawa ka ng ganyang kulay o kaya ganito. Ayan. Di ba? Solid lang na kulay. Di ba? Nagmadali ka na naman. Ganon. Hindi mo binigyan ng time mag-explore yung sarili mo sa mga kung ano ang kayang gawin ni Adobe Illustrator for you, 'di ba? Nagkulay ka lang ng solid na ganyan. Kaya itong eyedropper na lang. 'Di ba medyo ang kaibahan kapag solid yung kulay na ginamit mo sa may gradient. Ito may gradient to 'Di ba? Medyo binibigyan mo siya ng gina-ground mo yung lips na pag sinolid color kita, medyo ka na, OA ka na So, mag-gradient tayo So, ayan. Tapos, syempre, titingnan natin yung labi, no? Kinikilig ka na. Ayan, no? Anting kilig lang muna. Tapos, lapit yun, no? Ayan. So, titingnan natin. May darker portion sa pinakaloob Ayan, no? So, yan yung i-imitate natin. Ilalagay natin sa lips. So, Control-C, Control-V para tapos gawa tayo ng Path Finder. Kakat natin to. Ayan. Tapos, first the Pathfinder. Ayan. So, meron na tayong path. Then, medyo mapula siya. Ayusin natin. Ayan. Okay lang yan. And, laruin natin sa opacity. Gawin natin laruin pa natin. Ito tayo sa gradient. Yan maglaro lang tayo sa kulay. Yan.
So dito po papasok, this is where the observational skills of an artist comes in. So Gabay Issa actually looks, hindi lang po siya tumitingin dun sa lips in detail para kiligin. So remind ko lang, easy lang, Gabay Issa. She actually also bothers to look at the color there and how you're going to blend the colors in, because if you do not take the time to actually really observe what the colors are and how it actually interacts with each other, you end up with a very unnatural na shade that it might kind of work as is, but again, remember that we're working with digital portraiture here. So we're looking at as realistic a real world portrait as we can make. And ito nga po yung this is the forte of Gabay Issa. So you may have noticed that from a dark shade of pink, we're actually already working with something that is closer to maroon right now on a gradient. And when we're doing yung pag naka-close in or naka-close up tayo, halata siya, like yung sinasabi nga ni Gabay Isa kanina, halata, kita mo talaga na naka-gradient siya. It doesn't look as natural as it should be, but when we zoom out, pak, maroon is now the color that is being used to actually do and mimic the shadow on the inner and lower part of the upper lip.
Ayan, nakikita niyo na ako
Nakikita nyo na ako seryoso.
So, sige lang Gabay Isa, huwag kang mag-alala. Ako na muna magsasalita habang nagko-concentrate ka. So, for Gabay Isa, nothing is more tantamount than to get this part right because it's a very important part of the portrait if you really look at it. It's really what draws your eye. You can call it the center of the portrait. It's not the hair. The hair is really fancy, of course. The eyes are nice, but it's really the lips actually and yun talaga yung intent din ng portrait, that they really want you to go up. Look at the lips. Look at how emphasized the lips are with the rest of the face of Lee Dong-wook. Am I right? Tama ba ako? Ano
Yes,
pangalan? Lee Dong-wook. I-google nga natin siya mamaya. So yeah, it's really the emphasis, and it's the job of the artist to actually get to highlight certain parts of the face. So we're not just looking, when one of the misnomers of people who are making their first portraits is that okay, kailangan kong makuhang kamukha niya. Tapos as isa lang pa, nakalay na lang na ganon. And that's actually where you get things wrong. That's where you kind of fall flat when you're doing portraiture, because you're not drawing the eye. You're not making it engaging or fun for the person who is looking. So if you look at the picture on the left, of course, a lot of people will say that, it looks fun to look at that picture. That picture is really fun and very interesting to look at. So as a portraitist, Gabay Isa has to make sure that also looks fun for people who are looking at the digital portrait then. And if you look at it now, nagbago na po tayo, and we now have something that looks closer to the photo. So you probably might be wondering, why is Gabay Isa not making this 1:1 din naman when it comes to colors? Kasi Gabay Isa can easily do that. But when it comes to portraiture, again, you have to make it fun and you have to make it engaging for the people, for the person and the people who are looking at it, for the audience. So just making 1:1 na copy of it, yeah, it works. It's cool, don't get me wrong. But you also have to make sure that when you're going to make something, you're going to make a portrait, kind of make it your own then. That's I think that's a good advice that we can give them, Gabay Isa. Whenever you're making a piece, whenever you're making a portrait, make it your own.
Yes.
Or else,
No? Sana pinicturean mo. Sana pinicture ko na lang siya, tapos nilagay ko sa pader.
Oh, diba?
Diba?
always
Always challenge yourself, no? Isipin mo na lagi may ibubuga ka. Kahit na 2 years ago, di ka marunong mag-drawing. Tapos ngayon, you're shifting your career into portraiture. Always think na capable ka of doing great things. Laging ganon dapat.
Yeah, never be afraid to make mistakes. So that's one of the biggest things that that's actually one of the reasons why people try to make it look exactly as they see it, na takot silang magkamali. Takot silang masabihan na hindi naman kamukha. Yun yung pinaka di ba? Yun yung pinaka the biggest fear of people who are making their first portraits is ayaw mo marinig yung hindi kamukha. So you do all of the okay, itong kaliwang mata lang muna ang gagawin ko, itong kanang mata lang muna ang gagawin ko, itong ilong na lang muna ang gagawin ko. And the problem there is, by the time you're done, you actually have a homunculus na magkakaiba silang body shapes, I swear. Magkakaibang parte sila ng katawan na pinagsama-sama mo lang sa isang papel. So you weren't looking at the face itself na. Kasi lahat sila nilagyan mo ng equal emphasis. So magtatalo yon. Magtatalo yon sa mata ng makakakita. Tapos sasabihin niya, ay bakit mukha akong na plastic surgery?
Yeah. Pero, ano mo yun, ano ba? Kasi may mga gawa naman ako na hindi talaga yung totally kamukhang kamukha. But, gawa mo yan eh. Ikaw yung gumawa nito eh. Ibig sabihin, may ano ka, parang may naiambag ka na technique mo. 'Di ba?
Oh yeah.
May naiambag ka. That's why, that is your version. Hindi siya version ng iba. 'Di ba? Okay, sige. Hindi ganun kakapa, 'di ba? But, like I said, a while ago, no? Your top priority should be, dapat na-challenge ka, dapat nag-enjoy ka. Ganon. Least na yung kailangan kamukha, kailangan realistic, ganon.
Yeah, that's one of the pitfalls. That's one of the biggest pitfalls, tama. As long as you should be learning, you should be growing, you should be having fun, and you should be growing as an artist and as a person while you're making the portrait, whatever piece actually, whatever drawing or painting or anything that you are creating. Make sure that it is always making you grow as a person. Then you're not just making something for the sake na may nagawa ka. Because if that's solely the case, it's going to look mechanical. Even if you get it 100% accurate, it's going to look mechanical. It's going to look like, gaya nga na sinabi ni Gabay Issa, people are going to say na, ba't hindi mo na lang pinicturan or skinan or tapos nilagay na lang natin sa pader? Hindi ka pa naghirap. Diba?
Kaya ka nga nag-vector eh, para mag-enjoy at alam mo, ma-challenge ka at matuto ka mag-vector portrait. So, pag sinasabi ng ibang tao na, di naman kamukha eh, parang gano'n. Eh, ba't gano'n? Parang ano pa, ganyan, parang raw pa yung drawing mo. Bahala kayo dyan.
Exactly. Again, this is a portraiture exercise. It's a portraiture work. It's not a facsimile. Hindi ka printer. We have another question here. Okay. So some reminders lang, by the way, from our friends in MSI. You have to make sure that if you're watching this, by the way, you have to register to win the porcelain cup. And the link is in the description of the video in the MSI videos. And why do you have to register? Kasi doon natin kukunin yung list of people who stand to get in the draw. So hindi tayo pwede manalo ng porcelain cup, Gabay Issa, kasi hindi tayo nag-register. Like and share the stream to win one MSI tote bag, and it has a keychain and one plushie lucky hat. Okay, I think pwede akong manalo dito kasi nilike ko nilike ko tapos shinare ko yung video. So I hope
Kasama din po ba kami?
Kasama rin po ba kami, MSI? Lakas, hindi na kami nagpaparinig, talagang outright na tayo nang hihingi ng give us a lucky hat. Oh no, magla-log out na sila. MSI is gonna log out. And of course, yeah, and again, if we get 100 viewers, the milestone prize, if we get to 100, is an MSI wireless mouse na sadly hindi na rin yata tayo makakount doon kasi when you're appearing on screen, you can't be counted as a viewer. We have a question here. Pag ba marunong ka mag-digital art, kailangang marunong ka din sa pencil and traditional? Oh, that's a very good question because Gabay Issa, I, and everyone else in DEGAS, we have very strong feelings about this. Especially kasi may nakita ako kaninang umaga that there's a debate raging na may nagsabi na there's a guy who said that digital arts isn't as valuable, or it's not as valuable daw kasi it's nothing compared to the skill set that you have to learn when you're doing traditional. Now, Kami nila Gabay, Isa, everyone in Degas. Kasi we're a school. We're an art school. Okay? Just to tell everyone who's viewing this right now, who, if you don't know, now you're going to find out that Degas stands for Digital Entertainment and Gaming Arts School. Ano? So we actually teach art. And we believe that when it comes to art, you have to know your fundamentals, which means traditional, before you can veer off and expand to digital. Okay, so you have to know your basics and your fundamentals in traditional before you can expand. So ang analogy po namin dito, and ito ang analogy namin when it comes to Vegas, is that digital arts using, baka iniisip nyo, pag sinabi nating tools, mouse, keyboard, pen, tablet, di ba? Ano pa ba yung mga digital art tools, camera, yung mga DLSR, digital, DLSR, o DSLR ba? Sorry, di ako, hindi ako ano. DSLR, no? It's digital, what does SLR stand for, Gabay, Isa?
Let me Google that
Hindi,
first.
ako na lang mag-google. Bakit ikaw pinag-google ko? So, when we say DSLR, digital yung D niya. So, yung SLR na part niya is single lens reflex. O, pak, di ba? Mabilis din kami mag-google. So, baka iniisip nyo ito na yung sinasabi nating digital art tools, right? Part of the tools actually ng digital arts when you're producing digital art is the software that you use. In this case, ang ginagamit na software ni Gabay Isa right now is Adobe Illustrator. Andyan ang Photoshop, andyan ang ano pa ba yung mga free resources natin, like ano ba yung mga ginagamit na free resources? Well, yeah. So, like I said, these are all also tools. The software is a tool. The hardware that we use is a tool. The computer is a tool, right? But when it comes to alin ang better, which is better, digital or traditional, they're both valuable. Kasi ang computer, ang software, ang pen tab, mas mahal lang sila, pero wala silang pinagkaiba sa papel, sa lapis, sa pen. May mga mahal din na tools sa traditional, di ba? Paints, acrylics, oils, palettes, yung mga canvas na ginagamit, or kung muralist ka, isang buong pader. Imagine niyo po 'yon. Yes. Kasama ang semento as an art tool. Baka hindi niyo natatanong kasi kung muralist ka at wala kang pader na paglalagyan ng mural mo, hindi po mural yung ginagawa ninyo. So, di ba, nag-scale up. Kung sinasabi nilang, mas mahal lang ang digital arts, subukan mong gumawa ng mural. Tingnan natin. Magpintura ka ng isang buong bahay. Tingnan natin kung alin ang mas mahal. So, which is better, digital arts or traditional? We will always say that art is art, and it all depends on the tools that you are using, but we highly encourage that you get started with the fundamentals using traditional, kasi ibang-iba yung makadevelop ka ng eye at ng pulso to actually draw before you expand to digital arts. Sino ang pwedeng magturo sa inyo yan? Degas. Degas ang pwedeng magturo sa inyo kung saan matututunan nyo po lahat ito kay Gabay Isa and the other Degas Gabays, katulad ni Gabay Ella. So I think that also answers one of the questions. What software do we use for vector? Yeah, ginagamit ni Gabay Isa right now is Adobe Illustrator. Do we need to buy this app, or is it downloadable through the web? For Illustrator, yeah, it can be bought. It has to be bought. It has to be bought. It's a for sale na it's for sale from Adobe. But Gabay Isa, may free software ba na pwedeng gamitin for vector portraiture?
I think the Figma, you can create like minimalist geometric shapes. No, you can start with Figma. It's a free. Mag-register ka lang using your email address. I don't know if Paint Toolsai is still free pa ba siya? But I started with Paint Toolsai back in college. But right now ngayon nakafocus lang talaga ako sa Adobe Illustrator and Figma.
If you're a student, by the way, if you're a student, alam ko may mga student version na licenses ang Adobe. And even actually, it's not just actually Adobe that's getting into the game when it comes to digital art creation. Even Autodesk is actually in the space na rin. So you might want to give them a look. Then it all depends on how you use. Again, these are tools. Software are tools. Software is a tool. It still all depends on how you use it. Okay, even sabihin natin hindi ko afford ng Illustrator, so hindi na kasing ganda nung gawa ni Gabay Issa yung ginagawa ko. That may not necessarily be true, you know. It's really a matter of learning how to use your tool effectively. So yung gasgas na saying, it's not what you have, it's how you use it. It also applies to art. It applies to everything.
Kaya, tama nga yun. Nasa yan eh. Itong mga programs, mga softwares na narito, nandyan lang yan to help you. And it all boils down to your kung gaano ka kalaro, ka-playful. It's always up to you.
Yeah. Kasi if you have meron kang pinakamalupit na tools at your disposal, kung hindi mo naman siya ginagamit or gagamitin mo siya once, twice, tapos hindi mo na siya gagamitin. Of course, doon magiging issue ang price point. But yeah, pwede rin mangyari sa'yo yun kahit lapis at papel lang. Kung hindi ka nagpa-practice, hindi mo rin siya mamamaximize. It's the same thing for everything. Again, because these are all just tools at the disposal of the artist. So while we were all talking about it, if you have any other questions, magtanong lang kayo ng magtanong. Andito kami to answer these. And while we're talking, of course, binibigyan din natin ng counting break si Gabay Issa from talking habang gumagawa ng mga mas intense na part ng kanyang digital portrait, ng kanyang vector portrait. Because kung nagkamali tayo, for example, dito sa ngipin, magiging rabbit yung ating... hindi na siya nine-tailed fox, hindi na siya gumiho, magiging rabbit na siya. So, yan, okay na yan yung ngipin na yan, iwanan mo ng ganyan. Joke. So, yeah, so we're still at the mouth. We're still at the mouth. So, nagtatama lamang, may magtataka na sa inyo, bakit ganyan yung itsura ng ngipin? Hindi naman ganyan yung itsura ng ngipin ko sa ilalim. Well, again, this can actually easily be a single shape lang na gagawin natin kasi hindi siya again kasi yun nga sinabi namin ni Gabay Issa, you don't have to get it 100% exactly the same as long as pag tiningnan nung tumitingin interesting enough siya at sasabihin i-interpret ng utak niya na ngipin, hindi niya sasabihin mouth guard. Ay, mouth guard. Would you believe na nami-miss ko nang magsuot ng mouth guard ngayon after almost 2 years of no physical contact with anyone else. Yeah. Nakakamiss din palang magsuot ng mouth guard ng takin mo yun. Pero sinusumpa mo siya, pati sinabi, sinusuot mo siya na yung bibig mo, sinusumpa mo noon. Yan. So, ayan po.
Into striking sport. Si Ronan. So, you don't want to best this guy. Okay.
And then, madali lang akong talunan because I also happen to just be 4 feet tall. So, madali lang, hawakan mo lang ako sa noo, tapos with an outstretched hand, hindi na kita maaabot. Mga ganun na siya. So if you're looking now at the mouth ni Lee Dong-woo, kung titingnan nyo, if you look at the right, it's very interesting kung how many shapes there are, and each shape, this is just one layer, pero how many shapes that Gabay Issa is already making just to make the mouth. And you have an idea of how complex the mouth actually is. And why is that? Because if you look at the mouth from the side view, hindi naman flat lang ang mouth. It's not just that bow shape. na kailangan appealing, kailangan na yes, gets natin yan. But again, light plays a very important role when it comes to portraiture. And if you, kung pansin po ninyo, hindi flat ang bibig ninyo, ang labi ninyo, walang flat na labi. There's no such thing as flat na labi. Lahat tayo, ang mga labi natin ay nagpo-protrude. So depende sa protrusion, depende sa kapal ng labi yan, kung how much will the light play with the lips. So yun na rin yung, that's also the reason why this is so complex, because the mouth is actually 1, 2, ilang planes meron ang lips. Upper lip pa lang, nakakount ka na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there are 6 major planes sa upper lip pa lang, hindi pa kasama yung nasal column, which actually has its own 2 to 4 na planes niya, and not to mention yung lower lip pa, kasama pa yung lower lip. So now that you're looking at it, Gabay Issa is also already including the shadows that is made by the protrusion of the upper lip in relation to the light. So now you know yung corners. The corners that she's making actually tells you na medyo mas pa-turned in pa, medyo pa ganun pa yung lips ni Koya. So kung nakikita nyo po ngayon, medyo naiintindihan nyo na ngayon kung bakit kilig moments gawin itong digital portrait na ito. At namumula na si Gabay Issa. Shoutout nga po pala sa jowa niya. Behave. Pero it really, all jokes aside, you really do have to take the time to observe everything that you can about your subject. And it doesn't matter kung digital, kung portrait yung ginagawa mong portrait ng tao, kotse lang, or salagubang lang na napadpad sa bintana nyo. If you're going to draw it, take the time. Always train yourself to always be observing things. Always observe things. If there's one thing that we can give you, there's one tip that we can give you to develop yourself as artists. If you're interested in improving your drawing, that's the biggest tip that we can give you. Train yourself to be observant. Always train yourself to always be looking at things and observing how they work and how they look. We have another question here, Gabay Issa. What are the recommendable PC specs to run the software smoothly? Okay. So ito rin. So ako kasi, I think this is a Ronan question. Yung gamit ko na laptop, actually, this is something that I am using personally. Ito yung sinabi ko na when we talk about MSI here in DEGAS. We in DEGAS talk about MSI because we actually personally believe in the hardware. Ako personally, what I have is an MSI P65. And the specs that I have here is, ibuksan natin ang ating device manager. Bakit device manager? Masyado namang i-properties lang natin para lang makita natin. So, ang specs itong P65 na ginagamit ko, I'm using an MSI P65 with an Intel Core i7 na processor. I think this is an 8th gen na i7. And the RAM na ginagamit ko ngayon is at 16 gigabytes. And my device adapter is a... Ngayon naintindihan ko na kung bakit ko binuksan yung device manager ko, kasi yung GPU ko nga pala. My display adapter, it's an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060. So this is a fairly powerful machine, but it's nothing compared dun sa ginagamit na mamaw rig ni Gabay Issa, which I think naka 32 gigs ka ba?
Gonna share to you my specs. I'm using AMD Ryzen 5 as my processor, and my motherboard is an MSI B550M Pro. And I also have a graphics card which is MSTX 2060 Gaming Z. Well, my RAM is T-Force Delta. And my SSD is ADATA 512 gig. Ay lang. That's about my rig. Some of the details
Some of the
na
details.
I'm very proud na pinag-ipunan ko.
Pinagtagpi na self-built. Gabay Isa has a self-built na based on MSI parts. So yeah, we're kind of big, like I said, we're kind of big believers of the MSI brand. Ako kasi, ang MSI story ko is, especially this P65, I love it because it's super light. If you want to look at the P65, you can actually go to the MSI site. There's several MSI laptop lines, and you can go to their website, or you can check the MSI FB page, because I think may mga promotions din sila na nira-run when it comes to pricing ngayon. I don't know if they have something running for the P65. I can't confirm right now, but definitely they have a lot of powerful laptops that are actually on promotional price ngayon. So you might be aware na ang MSI is very good for gaming. What a lot of people don't know is actually MSI also happens to be very good for work. As you can see dito sa ginagawa ni Gabay Isa. And ako, I'm a laptop guy through and through, kasi yung dati kong work noon had me walking around, mobile worker ako. So kailangan ko ng what I really needed was a mobile workstation na super na malakas, kasi ang ginagawa ko nun is 3D graphics. I needed something very powerful. I needed a workstation type of unit. But the problem with mobile workstations is apostrophe mobile siya. So, you needed, medyo kailangan nyo po ng masel-maselan kayo kung gagamit kayo magdadala kayo ng mobile workstation, kasi maabot ng ilang kilo ang isang mobile workstation. So, dadalhin mo siya sa laptop mo, maglalakad-lakad ka habang mainit. So, good luck sa'yo mamaya. Nag-collapse ka na. Until I encountered the MSI units, and this is the lightest so far, the P65, for all of its power. It's 1.8 kilograms lang po siya. So, kaya ko siyang buhatin with just one hand, nang hindi ako natatakot na baka ako siya malaglag. So, of course, si Gabay Isa can't carry her monster rig kasi tower po yung kanya. I don't know if it's possible.
Punta ka sa coffee shop. Bag.
Kuya, asan po yung saksakan ninyo?
Sabi sinaksak na. Monitor. CPU.
Tapos dual monitor pa yung setup mo. So sasabihin mo po yung katabi mo, excuse me, patabi po na kaunti. Dual monitor setup po kasi ako. At yan, mga kaibigan, ang dahilan kung bakit si Gabay Isa ay banned sa isang kilalang Starbucks. Cheka. So,
Tama. Charat lang.
So like I said, we believe in creating a friendly and jovial atmosphere din sa DEGAS. We like doing that. Hindi po kami, baka iniisip niya dahil art school kami, dapat napaka-stricto namin na kailangan magpakita kayo ng obra maestra. Hindi po kami ganun magturo. We believe in having a friendly and safe atmosphere when it comes to learning art. So, we believe na mas conducive yon to learning. And, okay. So, nakakuha na ako ng isang magic message from Princess of MSI. So, kung member po kayo ng mga MSI groups, malamang very familiar sa inyo ang pangalan ni Miss Princess, and that means synonymous siya. Meron na po tayong nanalo.
Oh my God! Nagulat eh, no? Ako pa yung nagugulat.
Sumali ka. Meron na po tayong pwedeng manalo ng porcelain cup. So, again, Gabay Isa, hindi tayo counted sa porcelain cup dahil hindi tayo nag-register. At least hindi ako nag-register. At ang nanalo ng MSI porcelain cup, and by the way, you have to be in the stream. You have to be actively watching for you to actually, you have to message na nandito ka. Sabihin mo, present and mine. Kung andito po.
Mine na po.
Mine na po. Una-unahan na lang. Kasi kung wala ang, pag nabanggit kong pangalan ay wala, if the person is not in the stream right now, when I say the name, we have to redraw, we have to re-raffle. And our lucky winner for an MSI Porcelain Cup is Kurt Roland Kaluwag. Kurt Roland Kaluwag.
Oh my gosh!
Sa,
Okay.
pamain na lang po agad.
Papay nagulat
Bakit ka
no?
nagulat? Namula ka pa. Aha. Kauntsaba mo yun. Joke. So, Kurt Roland Kaluwag, you have just won yourself an MSI Porcelain Cup. So, sa mga hindi po nakakaalam kung anong itsura ng porcelain cup, literal na, it's actually a literal na porcelain cup na may silicone sleeve and a silicone cap. No, it's a very premium item. It's a very plush item. The one that I won, di ba? Ito hindi alam ni Gabay siya. Nanalo ako actually ng isang porcelain cup in one of the events. At nandito siya sa bahay ngayon. Pero dahil nga maganda siya, inupuan siya ni Mudra at sinabi niya, akin na to. So, na-mine din po yung porcelain cup ni Roland. So, to our winner, Kurt Roland Kaluwag, please tell our friends at MSI if you are still in the stream to claim your prize. So habang nag-draw po tayo at napansin niyo po na biglang bumilis ang kilos si Gabay Issa at biglang nagkaroon na ng hair si Lee Dong-gu. So hindi na po siya kalbo. So yung ganyan niya kanina, may hair na ngayon. That's the last time na ipapakita ko ang aking ulo sa isang live. So, hair. Gabay Issa, why don't you tell us a little bit about the complexities of making hair in vector portraiture?
Actually, pagdating sa hair, no, ang hilig ko kasi na pagkulay-kulay ng buhok, kahit hindi talaga yun yung buhok. And for this one, natuwa ako kasi may touch of like teal, like aqua blue yung buhok niya. Kasi siguro nga may ilaw sa taas na light blue. So, ayun, kinuha ko yon and in-apply ko na siya sa buong buhok mismo ni Lee Dong-gu. If you're going to check my other works, no, yung kulay ng buhok nila parang solid pink. Ako ang ginagawa ko, nilalaro ko ulit. Nilalagyan ko ulit ng gradient effect. Like this one, no, makikita nyo, it ranges from dark to lightest. But this one, sa pinaka-tip na location na 100, no? Kasi ito, location na ito, 0 to 100. Meron siyang a touch of a little bit of aqua blue. Diba? Dito din sa tip niya, a touch of aqua blue. Dito sa mga buhok niya. And, hindi siya yung hindi siya yung isang path lang. Pag sinelect mo tong buhok na to, napakadami niyang path. Okay? Marami yan. Isa-isa yan. Ang laro dito, i-determine mo kung asan yung gitna ng buhok niya. So, nandito sa gitnang to. So, from that point, pag ganun yung buhok niya, di ba? So, nandito sa gitna yung hati. So, ayun nga, pag ganun, pa letter M. So, from this point, yung mga buhok na nandito sa kanan, pakanan, and dito, pakaliwa. So, ayan. Nag-create lang ako ng path, ng mga wavy path. Paano? Ganito, no? Pen tool ulit. Ganyan. Diba? Paano gumawa? And then, ayan. Ganyan lang. Ganyan, no? Paano gumawa ng kulot na buhok, no? And, like, nung sinabi ko nga sa inyo, no, this is a tedious work. Kailangan talaga, matyaga ka. Kasi isa-isahin mo yan eh. Strand by, gawin mo sa strand by strand. Well, alam mo yon, section by section. Para ka lang, parang nagbe-braid ka ng buhok, di ba? Section by section. Ganon din yung ginagawa ko sa buhok ng artwork ko. And, yun nga, no, may isolation mode si Adobe Illustrator para hindi ka malito. Siyempre nga, no, napakadami ng dami na ng paths na ginawa mo. So, si isolation mode, tinutulungan ka niya mag-focus sa iisang path without, na hindi mo nagagalaw yung ibang path. Kasi kapag hindi ka naka-isolation mode, magagalaw mo yan eh. But, sige, balik natin sa, but
Ayun na nga.
double-click this. Double-click the path. Hindi mo magagalaw yung iba eh. Siya lang eh. 'Di ba? So, pag naka-isolation mode ka, magkakaroon ng magkakaroon ng shade, no, parang tint yon the rest of the path and naka-focus ka lang dun sa path na ayusin mo or i-move mo or ma-manipulate mo. And then you can go back to the normal mode and then here you go. So, ano ba yan? Ginalaw kita eh. Yan. So, alam mo, napaka-underrated ng pen tool. Ang daming tao na hindi nila tinatry kasi mahirap daw. But alam mo yun, mo lang, i-master mo lang, i-practice mo lang yung sarili mo sa pen tool and gagaling ka. Like this one, no? It can give you a straight line if you press shift, 'di ba? Oh, straight yan. Straight yan. And mapapantay niya sa isang point. Straight yan. 'Di ba? Zoom in mo, straight na straight yan, dalawang yan. That's how powerful the pen tool is. O let's say, another thing na maganda din kay press M, no, kapag gusto nyo rectangle naman yung lumitaw na shape. M for rectangle. And then may another feature din, no, to give an equal curve corners ang shape mo. Like this, you just pull it inwards, outwards, no? Ayan. Ayan, tapos makikita nyo dito sa transform kung gaano ka-curve ang corners ng shape mo. Tapos, violet to select the shape, no? And then, ma-move mo siya kung saan mo siya gustong i-move. So, ganon. Tapos, pag nagpe-pen tool ka, ayan. Makikita mo sa violet, no? Ay. Makikita mo na may circle dito. It means magsasarado na yung path. Okay? And then, pen tool ulit. Tapos, press mo lang yung control. Merong bilog dito na indicator na pwede mo siyang i-curve kasi sharp siya. Pull mo lang siya inwards, outwards. So, magkakaroon ng curve dito sa point na to. Okay, kasi ayan, may freeform shape ka na. So, gusto mo magdagdag ng point, no? Magkakaroon ng icon na plus. Ibig sabihin, magdadagdag siya ng point dyan. Then, pwede mong ma-move to. Just pressing the control, no? Yun yung very tricky. Kapag, kaliwete ka, tapos magpe-pentol ka. No, pwede naman na sa kanan, pero hindi ako sanay. So, press the control para magalaw mo siya. No? Pentol ulit. Yan. P. Yan. Tapos kung gusto mo siyang alisin, may makikita ka na indicator na pwede mo siyang i-minus by alis na siya. Alis na yung anchor doon. So, kung gusto mong i-adjust, ito, control ulit, hila. Okay? O kung gusto mo pointed to, alt, click. Kapag hinila mo, magka-curve siya. Alt ulit, click. Okay? Medyo ano siya, patulis na siya. Alt ulit, hila, magka-curve. Ganon si pen tool. 'Di ba? Napaka-powerful ni pen tool. Pwede kang maglaro kahit ano pang shape ang iniisip mo. Kaya i-create ni pen tool 'yan para sa iyo. Kailangan mo lang talaga maging, ma-familiarize sa kung ano yung pipindutin mo. Shift, Control, Alt, naglalaro lang yung kamay mo dyan sa mga keyboards na yan. Sa mga keys na yan. So, ayun, kung paano ko ginawa yung buhok, section by section, pen tool lang, laro lang ng pen tool, and then, pwede mong galawin yung color. Kaya nga, nandito yung swatches natin, yung palette natin for colors, no? And since malakihan nga ang hair natin, no, may malaking section para sa hair, naka-separate siya from the other layers. Ayan. Ayan, no. Diba? Paano gumawa ng another layer? Control L lang. May bago ka ng layer. And, iba din yung color niya, no? Indicator ng mga paths. Ayan. So, delete natin to. Drag natin sa baba para ma-delete si layer. Or just press delete key. Ayun. Since, any questions pa ba? Sa mga gustong malaman kung paano ko ginawa ang iba pang parte ng mukha ni Lee Dong-wook.
So yeah, again, this is a great time. This is the perfect time to start asking questions kung or any comments that you may have. This is the best time to ask Gabay Issa now. Kasi pagkakataon nyo na po. Tignan nga rin natin dito. Minomonitor ko rin kasi yung feed natin sa ating DEGAS page na hino-host din natin. Parang wala naman ako nakikitang questions masyado. But if you're watching from DEGAS or you're watching from MSI, it doesn't matter. You can ask questions again about how Gabay Issa is doing this. Or if you want to, if you want to give her some encouraging words or some comments about how good she's doing this, please feel free to tell her then. And while baba na yata yung nakita ko kanina. So, naglalaro na si Gabay Issa with regards to the shadows and the definition of the chin. And I think this is the best time for us to pick the second winner. The second winner that we have. And ang second winner po natin ngayon ay mananalo ng tote bag with a keychain, with a Lucky the Dragon keychain. Diba? So, it's medyo social siya. So, kung sino man ang mananalo nito, medyo kaiingitan natin. But unfortunately, hindi rin tayo mananalo nito. Dahil hindi ko pwedeng piliin ang sarili ko. And meron po tayong marami tayong mga masisipag na mga viewers, masisipag mag-comment. Pero ang talagang pukaw ang aking paningin dito po ay actually meron tayong isang celebrity na nanonood sa feed natin. Meron tayong isang sikat na tao na nanonood. And I think shoutout nga po pala kay sa ating winner actually. Nataon din na siya napili ng randomizer natin. Saya. And shoutout po kay Miss Bev Mayo. Bev Mayo. So kung sa mga hindi po familiar sa pangalan, kung naaalala niyo po yung carry action na inaakap yung Chicken Joy at ang recent ang inaakap ay ang lugaw. Essential yon mga kaibigan. Nandito po siya, she's with us, and actually siya yung nabunot natin for the tote bag and the Lucky the Dragon keychain. So congratulations, Bev Mayo. Miss Bev, kung nanonood ka pa-mine naman dyan. Otherwise, we'll have to go back to our randomizer and pick another winner for the tote bag and keychain package. Pero may nagko-congratulate na sa kanya. Oh, ayun. So, yes. So, active pa po si Miss Bev Mayo. So, congratulations, Miss Bev Mayo. Nanalo ka ng tote bag and Lucky the Dragon keychain from our friends in MSI. And ang next po na tote bag na mapapanalunan natin, of course, iba po yung laman niya. Ang laman naman po is, for this tote bag, ang kasama naman niya is Lucky the Dragon na hat, na plush hat na I think ito yung talagang ina-afteran namin sa ina-afteran na lahat ng Gabay, and we still don't know. Ayan, it's a plushy hat, by the way. So, di ba mamamatay na tayo sa inggit kung paano, matagal na namin iniisip kung paano kami makakakuha ng ganito sa ang mga Gabay sa Degas, because it's a pretty cute hat. It's a dragon hat. It's nothing like the hat that I'm wearing right now. And I think we have 2 winners here for the we have 2 winners. We have 2 lucky viewers here who won a tote bag with a Lucky the Dragon hat. So, paki-PM na lang po kami kung ibebenta nyo yung hat na yun. Joke! We're just kidding. Okay. We have 1 winner. Sorry, nagkamali ako ng tingin. We have 1 winner. And ang ating winner here, according to our friends at MSI, ang pinalad na manalo ng Lucky the Dragon hat ay si Jessa Kinsley Hardin Cargo. That's Jessa Kinsley Hardin Cargo. If you are still watching, I hope you're still watching our feed right now. Isang buo pala yung pangalan mo. My mistake. Naka 2 lines kasi, so nag-assume merong lolo mo. If you are still on the feed, if you're still watching, pamain na lang po ng prize ninyo para ma-claim ninyo ang MSI tote bag with a Lucky the Dragon hat. Oh, that's a good question. So may mga nagko-comment na ang pogi naman daw ni Lee Dong-wook. So yeah, we agree with that. Pati ako na paano. Who's that guy?
At tatanungin ko na siya sa kanyang skincare.
Oo.
Anong skincare? Ang puti niya. Grabe.
Oo, ang puti na ang translucent ng may nag-comment dito sa ating there's a comment here from the Degas side of things and says ang luscious ng lips. No, di ba? Di ba kaya mo siya pinili? Di ba pa?
Sorry. Cut ka. Ano yung question mo,
No,
Ron?
it's not a question. May nag-comment din from the Degas side of things na sinabi niya na ang luscious daw ng lips ng pinili mo na model for this afternoon. So,
Binga.
Buti na lang.
Grabe.
Ibang level si Kuya. Ibang level siya. Very high, very mga hindi natin magawa. Tayo mga pangkaraniwang tao at mahihinang nila lang hindi kayang gawin yan. Pag gumawa tayo ng mga alam tayo. Babahing yata. Yun yung natin. So yeah. So may natatawa. So I hope may natatawa dun sa mga kanina pa ako nagpapatawa dito. Okay, meron na po bang nag-mine noong lucky hat? So dito siya na titingnan natin kung if she can't claim the prize in time, sasabihan naman po tayo ni Princess from MSI and siya na yung magre-reroll. So hindi po kami ang re-roll lang namin is yung on the Degas side, yung keychain. Yun lang po yung randomizer namin. But all of the other prizes, si Miss Princess ang nag-volunteer na gumawa dahil mas maganda kanyang randomizer. Randomizer niya actual na nakabase sa mga registered entrants. Randomizer ko, ballpen lang na ginanon sa papel. Saan mahuhulog ang tuldo? So yun, so balik tayo sa luscious na lips ni Lee Dong-woo. Lee Dong-woo nga ba? Yep, Lee Dong-wook. Lee Dong-wook, may K. Wook. So what Gabay Issa is making now, she's making the shaded or the shadows part of the lower lip. This is a very interesting part of the lips. She can't get this wrong kasi napaka-luscious nga ng lips na to. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah. So again, the shadows, it's on the shadow. It's in the shade. Malapit siya sa loob ng bibig, but again, it's not a solid black. But you also can take the diretsahang kulay agad ng lips niya, no? So, malapit na tayong matapos na. You really have to. So, again, sa mga nagtataka dyan, why are we spending a lot of time on the lips? Because that is the focal point of the portrait. Ayun. So, kung napapansin niyo,
Sabi na kailangan talaga tutok na tutok.
Tinitingnan ko nga yung mata mo, talagang hindi kumukurap eh. Talagang nakaganon eh. Hindi pwedeng magkamali. Hindi pwedeng magkamali. May message po tayo.
Saan video manipis?
Okay. Ayan na. So, unti-unti na pong nagkakaroon ng kulay ang drawing natin, or on the case of Gabay Issa, unti-unti na pong natatapos ang portrait. By the way, reminder din po pala sa lahat ng nanonood, and especially to you, Gabay Issa, stay hydrated everyone. It's a very hot day.
Yeah.
Bigla nakaalala si Gabay Issa. Yeah, by the way,
Stay hydrated, guys.
Stay hydrated.
Papalapit daw na bagyo na malakas daw na.
Everybody stay safe and maghanda po tayo for and since we're talking about all things Korean right now, anong pangalan ng bagyo na paparating? Alam ko
See? Correct.
i-google na rin na.
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Busy.
Bising Bising nga po ba? Tama ba? Please steer us to the correct into the correct direction if it's not Bising. Pero I think alam ko Bising ito eh. Pero yan yung local name natin. The local name is Bising. Yeah, we agree with you, attendee R, kahit hot lang para sa baby. Gagawin ko lang dragon. So mag-ingat po tayong lahat sa paparating na it's called Bising. Pero ang kanyang international name is actually and it still ties into the theme of our day today, of our afternoon actually, because the name is surige and it's actually Korean for a type of eagle. Isa siyang type ng agila.
Okay.
So, yeah, surige. And incidentally, tatamaan po ang
Trivia mo ngayon.
Trivia for today. Pero wag po hindi dahil may trivia tayo again, mag-ingat po tayong lahat. Be prepared, be safe. Hindi pa kami nag-goodbye, nagpapaalala lang po kami na may paparating na bagyo na stay stocked with the necessities if you can. Try to keep everything charged. Drinking water is a must. sa mga hindi po nakarinig ng aking
Yes.
paalala kanina, uminom po tayo, stay hydrated. It's actually very important for artists. Your cognitive ability goes down when you're dehydrated. And if your cognitive ability is low or mababa, hindi kasing ganda ang iyong observational skills at hindi ka ganun ka-observant. Ibig sabihin, hindi ganun kaganda ang lalabas sa drawing mo pag mababa ang iyong, pag hindi ka hydrated. Basically, one of the tips that gusto mong gumaling mag-drawing, inom ka tubig.
Dapat may pa din eh. Sa gilid mo.
Oo, lagi po.
Private ka dyan, ganon.
Oo, laging may katabing water. Laging may katabing water. Very important. Oy! Lupit nito yes, you're welcome at NDM. Ingat po tayong lahat. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. We're happy that you're learning something new. Pero okay lang yan. If you were kind of late to the stream, by the time we're done, mag-upload na rin naman siya to our page. So you can watch this at any time din naman. And ang pinakakilig na moment dito para sa akin, of course, sabi niya, send ko to sa jowa ko. Ha 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 ha. So yes, send it to jowa. So kami po sa DEGAS ay we want to keep things light, we want to keep things fun. So hindi ka lang natututo ng bagong bagay. You're also having fun. It's very important for us that people are having fun, that you feel good about learning art. So yeah, so you can actually, sa mga nagtatanong po dyan, our website is www.degasph.com. Our Facebook is DEGASPH din. We're also on Instagram actually. It's Degas_PH. But right now, medyo mas active po kami sa Facebook at sa website namin. Especially kung mag-enroll kayo sa you can enroll through our website. Madali lang po mag-enroll sa amin, and it's actually very affordable to enroll in Degas. And if you join now, we're actually running a special promotion that you are going to you're going to get a 1,000 peso discount for the first for the first module. So yeah, it's a big discount. It's actually 20% discount. Pero ngayon lang namin siya nire-run. So if you want, go and visit our website. It's DEGASPH and you can enroll there. Okay, I think we have another question. Ito, ganda daw ng gradient ng hair, Gabay Issa. So congratulations. Yeah, I agree.
Thank
I agree. At ang nag-comment dito is si Miss Bev Mayo. So it's kind of it's a big deal when it's Bev Mayo who's praising your AI, your vector work. For those who haven't seen it, I suggest you watch yung mga videos namin sa Degas. Yung launch namin, Miss Bev actually created an entire set of what do you call this? Vector graphic cartoons and vector graphic portraits and doodles live. So para po siyang si Gabay Issa. Okay, tapos another comment here is yung let's see, basahin muna natin ito bago ako magbuloy. Ito, Miss Issa, there's a question for you, Gabay Issa, yung hypothetical question. So, paano daw yung kung kunyari digital artist ka daw, tapos crush mo yung nagpapadrawing sa'yo, ano daw yung feeling nun?
Libre na siya, charot.
Libre na siya, charot.
Libre. Nalugi.
Libre. Nalugi.
So, ang tanong na lang naman natin sa ano yung hawak, hindi, pwede ko magpangalanan? Hindi ba tayo mag-digital privacy act pag sinabi yung pangalan ng jowa mo? Well, so alam naman natin kung kilala po namin kung sino si Crush na igagawa ni Issa if ever magpagawa. So, kilala po namin kung sino siya. Shoutout nga pala sa'yo. Nahihiya ako sabihin yung pangalan mo. Ayoko ma-data privacy act violation. Pero, you know who you are, man. Meron kong suggestion ko, gawin mo rin tong position, tong post ni Dongwook. Curious din lang ako. So marami na rin po nag-share ng ating video ngayon and habang nagtatawanan tayo dito at nagpapatawa ako. I missed my calling as a comedian. Pero hindi, masaya na rin ako dito ako nagpapatawa. So, habang nagpapatawa po tayo at binabasa ko lang yung mga comments and questions ninyo. So to the ones who are there in watching right now, feel free to drop your comments and your questions. Para here's another question. Here's another question for you, Gabay, Issa. Ganyan po ba talaga karami ang needed na frames or I'm guessing we're attendee M. When it comes to, I guess what you're talking about are the ones on the right, itong nasa right side that shows kung gaano karami yon, the paths.
Yes.
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 Oh, yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Kahit mag-edit
That's
ka
true.
ng video, napakadami
Kahit mag-edit ka ng video, napakadami ng layers. same as doing vector to make it, more realistic as much as possible realistic siya. It requires hundreds, millions of paths. Millions talaga.
Really, yeah. Gabay is correct. You're going to have to do, and we're only talking about that. We can only talk about vector portraits, of course. But for vector portraiture, in this case, the more detailed your portrait is, the more convincing it is when you look at the whole picture. It's simply how it is.
correct.
Correct.
Kaya nga, di ba nasabi ko kanina,
merong feature si Adobe Illustrator na pag dinouble click mo yung shape, ma-isolate siya. Because normal na yun na sobrang dami ng path na gagawin mo. Kaya meron silang ganitong feature na ma-isolate siya just to focus on just one path. One path pa lang yun. Kasi nga marami. Marami ang magagawa mo with Adobe Illustrator.
That's true. Ang problem kasi dito is that if you kind of limit yung number of paths, number of paths mo, you tend to susubukan mo siyang habulin mas malupit yung habulan na gagawin mo sa gradient and sa diba?
Gradient.
Sa
Tama.
Gradient. Tama.
And sometimes it's not enough, and sometimes mainit na yung ulo mo kasi hindi mo siya makuha ng eksakto. So instead of doing isang buo lang na ganun na sige, I mean it's probably possible. Hindi ko naman sinasabing hindi siya magagawa. Malay ko ba kung kaya mong gawin, di ba? Pero mas madali actually na marami kang paths na ginagamit.
Totoo yan. Like, dito sa ginawa ko sa eyeshadow, actually, isa lang siyang gawan pa ng marami. It's just that, ayoko lang na ma-overwork yung mata. Because ang dami ko nang binigay dito sa mismong, eyes niya, sa iris niya, and sa lashes niya. And the corners of its eyes. Kaya ayoko na masyadong i-overwork yung eyeshadow. But, if gusto ko pang maglaro, gusto ko pang dagdagan pa ng maraming detalye, I can do so naman na. I just decided na eto lang, onti lang muna yung gagawin ko dito sa mata. Diba? Kasi ang dami na dito. Just to make it more appealing and kapag tingnan mo sa malayo, medyo siya. Ano yun? Dreamy eyes siya.
The analogy here is, balik tayo dun sa discussion natin about traditional and digital art. And why did we say na very important na alam mo ang basics mo and fundamentals mo in digital art? The number of paths here, you can actually take a look at it as a single path is a single brush stroke. Kung nagpe-paint ka as a pintor, kung pintor ka brush stroke yan. At ang tawag po dito sa ginagawa ni Gabay Issa right now, na pinipili niya kung saan siya mag-concentrate, saan maraming paths, saan mas konti ang path, is actually the technique sa traditional arts known as stroke discipline. So, when, tama ba ako, Gabay Isa? Is that the term, stroke discipline?
Yeah.
Tama. So,
Yeah,
tama,
yeah.
no? So, the concept here is, the more detailed and the more you want to call attention to that part of your painting, the more strokes of the brush that you use to define it. And the less na the less na emphasized yung part na yon ng painting mo, the broader your strokes. That's why kung napapansin nyo, meron yung mga pintor na talagang ang ginagawa nila, background nila is wash lang ng mga ilang strokes lang na ganun. Or yung mga yung mga nag-uumpisa ng figure drawing, bakit 2 minutes lang ang binibigay sa inyo to sketch it out? So it's the same thing, it's the same principle. They want you to give an overall impression. Less strokes gives an overall impression. More strokes give a specific impression that draws the eye of the audience to it. So again, in this case, yung labi ni Lee Dong-wook ang binibigyan natin ng emphasis. So tatanungin ninyo, nangingiti na naman si Gabay Isa. Aware ka bang namumula ka every time pinag-uusapan natin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't help it eh. Ganun na talaga.
Ben, huwag mo akong ilaglag. So yeah. So tatanungin ninyo ngayon, bakit ang dami ring path dun for the eyes and for the hair? Well, in this case, if you really look at it, Gabay Isa can definitely go more detailed dun sa hair. Hindi lang niya ginagawa. It's actually, pinapakita lang niya na she's showing the highlights of the hair. And she's showing the light interplay for the hair and the eyes. Pero hindi niya binibigyan, hindi yun yung emphasis niya. Gusto mo talaga niyang tingnan ninyo is yung lips niya. Sinasabi ko na sa inyo na kung gusto niyang yung mata ni Lee Dong-wook ang titingnan natin dito sa digital portrait na ito, siguro mamayang 8:00 pa tayo matatapos. Kasi
Actually,
hanggang alas-12 nga tayo eh.
Hanggang 12 nga tayo ngayon eh. So yung mga, ngayon pa lang po nagda-dial in, mga kaibigan, sana po nakapag-merienda na kayo.
hanggang alas 12.
Tuloy-tuloy. Pangmalakasan pala tong stream na to. Okay, so eto tayo ngayon. There's another. Ito, may katanungan from attendee I. Magastos po ba sa storage pag nag-digital art? Oh.
Dati,
I was using a different unit of laptop. And boom! Boom! Parang 80% na lang yung natirang, hindi, siguro magawin nating 10. 10% na lang yung espasyo para sa mga ibang files kasi nga mabigat nga itong vector. Unlike photos, no? Iba kasi si vector sa photos. 'Di ba si Photoshop? When you use Photoshop, you are enhancing a photo which is made of pixels. Okay? It is made of pixels. Pag zoom in mo yung picture, mga square siya na malalabo. Pixels. But for vector, this is solid. Solid siya na kulay, solid siya na linya, na kahit i-zoom in mo, napaka-solid yan. To zoom in ko na. Ayan. Kaya mabigat yan. Mabigat yan sa unit mo. Mabigat yan mag-render sa unit na ginagamit mo. Okay. Diba? Napakabilis nga. Ang bilis mag-response. Thank you to my graphics card. Ganda. So, ayun. Diba? Nangangain talaga siya ng malakihan. So, if you, diba, kung passion mo talaga yung illustration, diba, you have to invest with good units talaga na magbibigay sa'yo ng, alam mo yun, ng magandang render, kumbaga. Yung output mo, hindi mako-compromise. Kasi nga, maganda yung performance ng unit mo. Mag-invest ka, no? It's okay kung ngayon nag-iipon ka pa lang tapos, alam mo yun, nagko-com shop ka muna. Matamang com shop. Well, ECQ ngayon. Tamang com shop ka, gagawa ka ng illustration, di ba? Pero, di ba, mag-invest ka and then, definitely in the future, no, magkakaroon ka din ng magandang unit na talagang makakapagbigay sa'yo ng magandang rendering sa illustration na gagawin mo. Invest.
That's true. Ang graphics kasi ng vector art, if you're, ang pinakamalapit na alam nyo, siguro for the non-digital artists, na ang pinakamalapit na software dito is actually AutoCAD. Sino sa inyo familiar sa AutoCAD? So, it's the same para sa ng vector graphic software, actually. So, ito na yung the really geeky and the really nerdy explanation of vector and raster graphics. Ginugulungan ako ng mata ng mga gabay kasi boring pag ako nag-explain. But basically, vector graphics are mathematically accurate. Kaya siya hindi siya approximation. Yung linya na yan, may coordinates talaga yan. So, kaya siya hindi the reason why it doesn't pixelate is that vector graphics are literally not pixels. They're mathematical lines, they're mathematical shapes. Kaya malakas kumain sa RAM at sa storage. Kasi talagang, it requires a lot of number crunching.
It's a data.
Yeah.
It's a data that consumes your
the memory of your computer.
Kakainin niya talaga. Susunugin niya ang RAM mo kung hindi maganda ang iyong unit. Fortunately, meron kaming kilalang brand that can stand up to the rigors of digital arts, MSI. Check out the shirt. So another question here is, paano po ito? Gabay Issa, method question. Paano po yung shadowing? Mahirap po kasi minsan kung saan mag-darken ng shade. Okay. Yeah. This is mahirap siya. Yeah. Mahirap siya kasi, you wanna answer this one?
You go on.
Ako na muna yung sasagot. So, it's actually not a question of the software. This is a fundamentals question. Paano mo ma-identify kung saan ka maglalagay ng shade? Nasabi na actually ni Gabay Issa ito. So basically, every object has the base color. Ito tinuturo namin, attendee Jay, by the way, if you're really curious how, bibigyan kita ng pahapyaw, pero I really suggest you enroll with us para malaman mo how we really do this. Kasi we'll teach you how to do this properly. But every object kasi, when it comes to shading and shadowing, and gagamitin ko na lang na example yung kamay ko. When it comes to shading and shadowing, meron tayo ang isang object. Right now, this is my fist. I have the base color, I have the highlights, and I have the shadows. It's always divided into 3. It's actually divided into 7, pero wag ka nang malito doon. When it comes to shading, anything na nakaumbok, in this case, yung lapit natin ng konti. In this case, my knuckles, right? My knuckles nakaumbok siya. Kaya siya may shadow dito sa ilalim. Because my light source is coming from the top. It's coming from here. And it's falling here. So, the more pronounced yung umbok, the bigger the shadow. The closer your object to the light, the lighter the shadow, and the farther away it is from the light, the more dramatic the lighting, the darker the shadow. So it's always a case of hahanapin mo kung saan yung nakaumbok at nasaan yung ilaw mo. So paano mo gagawin, di ba? Yun lang, madali lang siyang i-explain, pero pag madali siyang i-describe, pero mahirap siyang gawin in practice. Kaya tinuturo namin siya in detail sa DEGAS. Talaga siya. This is a practice thing more than just knowing You always have to pick your object, know your object, observe your object, and pick your light source before you even start shading. Kasi pag nagkamali ka sa shading mo, babreak agad yung illusion ng drawing mo. Kasi, paano nagkaroon ng ilaw na nanggagaling doon? Inconsistent siya. So, yun correct, diba? So, TL, DR, attendee J, mag-enroll ka sa amin. We'll teach you. Ayan, okay yan, Yung likod lang yung may buhok.
Yung sa lighting, you have to determine kung nasaan yung source of light. So, ang source of light neto nasa kaliwa And ito, bounce back light lang to. na nag-reflect, bounce back. Siyempre, ang liwanag, sige, babrush. Ay, bakit puti? Ayan. So, pili tayo. Ang liwanag pa ganyan. 'Di ba? So, teka lang. Gawa tayo ng layer para safe, no? Ang liwanag pa ganyan, 'di ba? Ganyan. So, ang mga nakaangat, syempre i-analyze mo, ano bang nakaangat sa mukha, nasa ng malalim, 'di ba? Ang nakaangat ilong. So, meron tayong highlight diyan, 'di ba? At ang ilong triangle 'yan, 'di ba? Tapos may corner diyan. Alin diyan yung malalim? Syempre yung mga malalim hindi na-reach out masyado 'yan ng ilaw. Hindi siya nasisikatan kumbaga. So, andun yung may mga medyo dark shades or dark tones. So, itong panga niya, no, para ma-emphasis yung panga ni Lee Dong-wook, may, sa photography, no, may ano dyan, parang may bounce dyan na light. Gagamit sila ng reflector, tapos may magba-bounce na light dyan, natatama dun sa panga niya. Kaya may paano yung panga. Pero, nakita nyo naman dun sa picture, di ba? Dito nga sa kaliwang side, since nandyan nga yung light source, dyan yung maliwanag, and din dito, hindi naman masyado. So, ayun, practice ka muna sa mga shapes, no? Una, sa sphere ka muna mag-practice. Kuwari, may sphere, tapos may liwanag. Paano yung, nun, saan yung depth, saan yung part na maliwanag, saan yung part na nakakas ng shadow. Ayun. Basic muna. Sa shapes ka muna mag-start, then ma-apply mo rin yun sa mukha or anything na object or upuan or ganun. Sa shapes ka muna mag-umpisa.
Yeah, very ano siya. Madali siya kasing i-describe. Mas madali siyang i-describe kaysa sa ano, pero kailangan mo talaga siyang aralin if you really want to get it. That's not to say that you won't learn it easily. You won't learn it, of course, pero there are easier ways of learning this, like enrolling with DEGAS. Enroll with DEGAS. So, do we have other questions? So yan, nag-agree pati si Miss Bev, who is also watching us, na sinabi nga niya na mahirap nga talaga yung shadow and light fundamentals. It's a fundamental, it's something very basic sasabihin na kayo when they say basic and fundamental. Ibig kasi sabihin nun, hindi sinasabi madali. Ang sinasabi is dapat alam mo before you even, may idea ka before you proceed with with creating pieces. So it really does take fundamentals and it takes a lot of practice. It takes practice. Yun yung kaakibat sa turo. Kahit maintindihan mo yung concept, kung hindi mo siya pinapractice, you will lose. But believe me. Kasi pati ako, pag hindi ko pinapractice ng matagal ang light and object and shadow interaction, I forget. And I'm a 3D guy. So, mahirap siyang, pwede mo siyang makalimutan na skill. So, at this point, mukha ng, kung napapansin nyo, mukha ng painting yung ginagawa ni Gabay Issa na portrait ni Lee Dong-wook. Diba? Ang kulang na lang is yung kwelyo at yung shirt. Otherwise, we have a more or less complete na other stylistic choice. I think stylistic choice. Ewan ko napansin niyo, pero may mga stylistic choices na ginawa si Gabay Issa when it comes to Lee Dong-wook's portrait, which actually I think yes, tama na stylistic choice siya. Let's see if may nakapansin nun. Tingnan nga natin. Ito daw kami naman na magtatanong ngayon. We like interacting with you, like you said, right? Ano yung sa tingin ninyo, yung stylistic choice na ginawa ni Gabay Issa when it came to this portrait? Ano yung hindi niya ginawang exactly like it is on the photo. Let's see if anyone spotted yung ginawa niya. Ang hint, of course, ang hint and the clue is may kinalaman siya sa shadows. Hintayin natin mo yung mag-ano. At habang naghihintay tayo kung may makakasagot noon. Walang magtatanong kung anong price nun kasi talagang wala akong wala kami may bibigyan ng price best. Sila MSI magbibigay nun. Gabay Lee has joined the room. And she agrees with yes, sabi niya. Lahat talaga kailangan i-break down into shapes. It sounds easy but it does take a while to master. Yes, it really does take a while to master. Kasi mastery is actually, for a lot of people, akala nila ang mastery is once you get it perfect once, you can do it all over ng paulit-ulit. No. It's not even getting to the point na super galing na pumalakpak ang mga tao, nag-slow clap sila dun sa ginawa mo. It's not even that. Mastery is actually practicing it over and over and over and over and over again. Like, it doesn't matter if you get it right all the time, as long as you're practicing it. Yun ang definition ng mastery. Mastery of anything requires practice and requires consistent effort. Consistency. So, kung babalik tayo ngayon sa analogy ulit ni Gabay Issa about relationships and art, yes. Mahalaga na consistent din tayo sa ating ginagawa kung gusto nating maging masterful sa ating art. Actually, in anything that we do, mastery is doing it over and over and over again. It's not just getting it right once or even getting it perfect. Getting something perfect is not mastery. That's getting something perfect.
Minsan nga, parang getting something done. Tama ba yung grammar ko? Parang gusto matapos ka agad. And it compromises the quality na, okay, it's always the quality over the quantity. Kaya kapag may ginawa ka, don't rush. Diba? Kung gusto mo mag-practice, don't rush. Ang skills, hindi yan minamadali.
Yes, ang skills hindi minamadali. Maraming magsasabi na and yun yung that's a misnomer na that's one of the biggest misnomers actually na ito. Makikita ninyo ngayon if you're very active on Facebook, chances are ang mga nakakita na kayo ng mga ad na na you know what it is, yung mga online art tutorials and online art na and there are a lot of ads for these nasabi na within, sabihin na natin, in 18 hours worth of videos teaching you, and I will teach you how to draw characters, and that's all well and good, right? That's a tutorial. A tutorial is different from actually learning something. Having access to a tutorial is different from learning something. Because a key component to learning anything is practice.
Yes.
Exactly. Another component to learning something is critique and feedback. That's another very important thing. So, yun yung that's one of the things that we actually provide in DEGAS is we don't just give you we don't just teach you how to do something. We also allow you to practice it. And the Gabays, like Gabay Issa here, is there not just to teach you, not just to help you practice, but also to give you critique. Yun yung important when it comes to learning. Actually, learning anything. Those are very important na parts. Oh, meron tayong isa.
Like in art, there's no right and wrong. So don't be afraid na may magkikritik sa gawa mo. It's important kasi yun din na magpapaangat sa mga artworks mo eh. 'Di ba? May constant, ano yun? Tawag dun sa criticism na yun? Constructive criticism. Yes. Diba? It will help you. Definitely.
May nag-comment din dito, Gabay Issa, na natutuwa ako na na-enjoy ni Gabay Issa yung ginagawa niya ngayon. #panga. So nakita po natin tumawa si Gabay Issa, nakita ang gilagid. Friendships ni Gabay Issa po yung nag-comment.
Happy.
Ah,
Ganito okay lang na lumampas yung path nyo sa mismong artboard. It's totally fine. Don't be scared kung lumagpas. Kasi remember, no, pinakita ko sa inyo yung libraries. Yung mga dati kong gawa. Kapag tinransfer nyo kasi ito sa Photoshop, you have the crop, kung ano yung mga lagpas, no? Tsaka kapag pinrint naman siya, hindi naman to masasama. Kaya, diba? Okay lang yan kung lagpas siya sa artboard.
So it looks like malapit na matapos tong digital portrait na ginagawa ni Gabay Issa. And we're about a few minutes away from seeing the finished masterpiece or the finished digital portrait. Kasi sakto rin lang na, I think, I have a question for our friends over in MSI. Meron ba tayong, mag-draw ba tayo ng, Miss Princess, mag-draw po ba tayo ng, ng wireless mouse? May nanalo po ba ng wireless mouse? Because since malapit na rin kasi matapos itong kailangan ko na palang sabihin, okay, may nag-redraw nga rin pala tayo for the Lucky Dragon hat. Okay, so hindi na claim ni first winner kanina yung kanyang prize dahil sa kasawiyang palad wala na po siya sa ating na hindi na niya na-claim. So, meron tayong isa pang new draw. And dahil malapit na tayong matapos, kailangan ko na sabihin na ang nanalo ng plush hat, Lucky Dragon hat na plushie hat, is Ian Harvey Mari. Ian Harvey Mari, you won a Lucky the Dragon plush hat. So, pamain na lang. Wow! Pamain na lang po sa comment section para ma-confirm ni Miss Princess of MSI na may nanalo. So, yun ang So, more or less tapos ka na, Gabay Issa?
Yes.
And congratulations po sa mga kasama natin since 3:05 p.m. Patient lang.
Sinamahan talaga tayo, no? Grabe.
Mga nagtsaga na manood at magtanong at maki-interact. Hopefully, tumawa rin kayo sa mga joke, mga patawa namin.
Mga pang-ookray namin. Pang-ookray ko kay Lidong. sa panga ni Lidong na napaka-pogi. Ayun.
So, yan po, yan ang environment namin sa DEGAS. We're an art school. Seryoso yung tinuturo namin. Pero hindi na nangangahulugan na kailangan maging strict at maging boring. Never boring. It should never be boring. And it's always like this in DEGAS. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Mag-enroll na po kayo sa amin nang kayo'y matuto. And there we have it, everyone. Lee Dong-wook. Digital portrait.
Our nine-tailed
fox. So, this is, by the way, mention ko rin lang sa lahat na nanonood, this is going to be a fairly regular thing. Of course, hindi pa ulit-ulit na hindi laging baka next na isipin na baka next na event natin pipili na naman sila ng isang Korean celebrity ulit ang igagawa nila na vector portrait. Hindi naman po yun. We have a lot of things in store for you guys. So we suggest that you stay tuned for the next event. Actually, we have one happening on the 24th na DEGAS naman ang mag-initiate. We will be teaching you how to draw faces. So sa lahat po ng ito mahalaga ito. You have to go to our page and like our page, follow our page so you're updated. But on the 24th at 2 p.m., we are going to teach you how to draw. Even if you think you don't know how to draw, tuturuan namin kayo mag-drawing. At ipapakita namin, hindi namin sinasabi na tuturuan namin kayo na mag-drawing na okay, ganito, gawin, ganito. No. Ipapakita namin sa inyo na kaya nyo mag-drawing. We are going to show you that you know how to draw. If that sounds exciting to you, go to our page. That's facebook.com/DegasPH. Like and follow the page, and we will update you about the registration for next week, happening April 24 at 2 p.m., where we teach you that you can draw. So with that, tapos na po ang also stay tuned for the next events with MSI and DEGAS. So the DEGAS X MSI, this is the first. This is not the last. This is not going to be the last. We're going to have another one next month. Every month, actually, magkakaroon tayo. And we're going to feature a lot of creative content. We're going to, ngayon, ang pinakita natin is vector graphics. Stay tuned for the next ones. Malay nyo, may iba kaming ituro. Like, ano ba yung mga, why don't you tell us what else you'd like to learn from us? What else you'd like us to feature? And let's see if pwede natin gawin. But we have a lot in store for you. We have a lot of, so you can hang out with us. You can interact with us. And we're going to make this as a monthly thing. So yeah. So with that, I think, unless meron pa po ba tayong Miss Princess, do we have any other announcements we want to make before we wrap up? Tayo lang natin mag-reply si Miss Princess. Ikaw, Gabay, Issa, may mga announcements ka ba na gusto mo paalam?
Sa mga maglalaro ng Valorant.
Oh yeah, Gabay, Issa gets asked this a lot kasi nakikilala na siya. May isa na nagtanong sa amin na may isa na nagtanong, si Gabay, Issa po ba gaming streamer po ba siya? Hindi naman namin pwede sabihin hindi kasi ang totoo ay gaming streamer nga po si Gabay Issa. She's a content creator. She's an overall content creator. So sa mga naglalaro ng Valorant dyan, kung makumbinsin nyo siya, hanap ka ba ng nga lang mataas ang KD nito eh. Baka
Hindi.
join her
Noob lang po. Noob po ako, noob. Noob talaga.
Join Gabay Issa's game at your own risk. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. So with that, thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon. I'm Ronan Espinueva and this is Gabay Issa. Anything else to say, Gabay Issa? We're good.
I hope
I hope nag-enjoy kayo. Matutuwa kayo ngayon sa vector portrait na ginawa ko. May natutunan kayo about Adobe Illustrator. And see you soonest sa mga susunod naming mga activity. Hopefully with MSI. And the other Gabays too.
So stay tuned for that and enroll with DEGAS. And once again, Ronan Espinueva, Gabay Issa signing off. Thank you everyone. Goodbye.